See here again I am showing you a tree. Imagine the tree as your market. Market means your customers. Your set of customers are divided into several levels. Level 1 here, and then level 2 here, level 3 here, level 4 here. And level 1, there are very few customers. Level 2, little more customers. Now, your name is known in the market. And level 3, you are almost a brand leader because there are a lot of customers are there under your brand. And now the premium layer of the customers, the premium customers, always there are mobile smartphone users. There are also Apple phone users, right? What kind of customers you wanted to achieve, or where do you want to stand? That will tell you, your capability to implement Six Sigma in your organization. Suppose if you are a company who wanted to focus on level 1, tell me honestly, do you really wanted to put a lot of effort to grab these few number of customers? Not required. Even a simple, common sense, logic based approaches, quick hits will make you achieve these kind of results. You don't have to put any additional effort. Just like that, you open a shop, customers will come, right? Just keep quiet. Somebody will come buy your product. Quality is not a topic at all. Probably it's all matter of demand and supply. That's all, right? And here the sigma levels are will be definitely very very low. I have written here 2 sigma, maybe even lower than 2 sigma also sometimes you could see. And now DPMO, what is DPMO? Defects per million opportunity, is running in several lakhs. That means the company is really loving living with the problems. They love to live with the problems, and that's what you can understand if the DPMO is running in several lakhs. Suppose if you are a company who wanted to come to the next level. What is next level? The low hanging fruits. If you wanted to achieve the low hanging fruits, that means you also wanted to be seen in the market, one of the player in the market, then you should be quality conscious. You should give importance to all your customers' problem. If you don't prefer to understand your customer requirement and understand your customers' problem and solve them, then you will never be able to come even to the second level. How can you? But definitely, when you want to come to the second level, you have to do some additional effort. You cannot no more. You can succeed with the logic and simple common sense approach. I mean to say, your sigma level should be improved from 2 sigma to 3 sigma. And now your DPMO is reducing from lakhs to few thousands. And now there are certain requirements for you to succeed here. For you to come here, there are certain requirements. One is you must have working control. What is working control? Quality should be a discipline. Quality should be a culture. Everybody should have a disciplined approach to achieve quality. People should have, we call it working control. See the importance of SOP, and standard operating procedures are written and nobody follows. What is the use of writing this SOP, isn't it? So this is, we call it working control. Whatever you plan, people should seriously try to implement, which will become possible when you start using all the quality control tools in your day-to-day activities. Out of all the QC tools, there are 7 QC tools. One tool is very very important, which is called the control chart. If you learn to use the control chart effectively, you can achieve statistical control. What is statistical control? Statistical control simply means you can sustain the result. Earlier I told you, whether you want unsustainable result or sustainable result. The sustainable results can come only when you achieve statistical control. So it is very important an organization use all the 7 QC tools even on in their day-to-day activities, daily routine. Now I post a question to all of you. What are the quality control tools which you have been using currently? Is there any QC tool you are already using or you have used it already? Please do share your experience so that all of us will come to know the list of 7 QC tools. Okay, there are few answers coming saying that they're not using. Okay, if you are not using, at least if you know the QC tools, please share with me so that we can discuss on that. What are the 7 QC tools, quality control tools? Feel free, nothing wrong in making an attempt. Okay, inspection is not a QC tool. I appreciate Raman for saying Pareto chart. Pareto is one of the QC tool. What are the remaining 6? I already leaked one. Very good. Priyanshi Sarma saying histogram is a QC tool. Control chart is another QC tool. Now Faraz is saying stability chart. Stability chart probably a type of control chart. TPM is not a QC tool. So 3 you have listed. It is very important all of you use all the 7 QC tools because all are equally important, equally powerful, right? You cannot avoid any of the QC tool. So histogram you told, Pareto you told, control chart you told. Let me add the remaining 4. The scatter diagram, the fishbone diagram, the check sheet, process flow chart. Now, how many tools I have shown? I have listed 7. These 7 are called 7 QC tools. Now, do you want to understand any one of the tool out of the 7? Or if you are using, or anybody wanted to share your view on any one of the QC tool, tell me, for example, let us say, what is the purpose of a scatter diagram? What is the purpose of a Pareto? What is the purpose of a control chart? Right. Okay, let me pick one out of the 7 randomly. Let me choose control chart. That is very, very important. That is need of the hour also. See, here I have written statistical control. So control chart, what is the purpose of control chart? Okay, Raman is asking me to explain scatter. Okay, I will do that also. So let me give a very simple example to understand control chart. Control chart will let you understand whether your process is ready for improvement or not. Can I improve this process or not? Many people, without even knowing whether the process is ready for the improvement or not, they are trying to improve it. If the process is not ready for the improvement, you are trying to improve. Do you think the result will happen? Process is not ready, but you are putting efforts, nothing will happen. So resources are wasted just like that. It is something like you are a teacher delivering a lecture to the set of students, like what is happening currently. It is very important for a teacher to gain control over the students. If you gain control over the students, that means what? Students are listening to you. If students are listening to you, you now focus on improving your lecture. This is something equal to gaining statistical control in your business process. If you can't even gain statistical control, it simply means your students are not listening to you. If your students are not listening to you, what is the point you focus on improving your lecture? Anyway, students are not going to listen. Do you think it will improve your results? Definitely no. First thing you need to do is make your students listen to you. Same way, if you have a business process, bring your process under statistical control. If you can't even achieve that, that is your primary job. If the students are not sitting inside the class, your primary job is to make your students understand no importance of attending the class. Then you try to improve. Same way, if you are not able to gain statistical control, do that first. There is no point trying to improve the process at that stage. This is called statistical control. Your control chart is helping you. You would have seen control chart means there will be a center line, there will be upper control limit, there will be a lower control limit. I do not know how many of you have seen the control chart. If you can get all the points inside the control limit, that's an indication that your process is under statistical control. That means your process is giving you a signal, improve me further. Now you improve, right? What is process improvement? How is it different from statistical control? Statistical control is all the initiative you are doing, all the efforts you are putting to get all the points inside the control limit. But process improvement is you will push the control limits towards the center line. You will push the control limit towards the center line. So getting all the points inside the control limit is statistical control. Pushing the control limit further towards the center is called process improvement. You need to know what you want to achieve first. Very important, statistical control. Then process improvement. Statistical control is the foundation of your building. No compromise. Foundation should be laid strong. Then you focus on your building, the interior. These are all process improvement. Hope the importance of control chart is understood. And then there was a request to talk about scatter diagram. Scatter diagram is simply, a tool which will let you understand whether a relationship exists between your X variable and Y variable. You have got an X variable, which is independent variable. You have got a Y variable, which is dependent variable. That is your problem. Whether a factor which you suspect, you think this factor could be the root cause. Whether the factor is really impacting your Y or not, how do you know? Plot a scatter diagram. You plot a scatter diagram. If all the points are coming in a way that it looks like, completely scattered, like how do you see the sky? Sorry, how do you see the star in the sky? If the points are completely scattered, what does it mean? There is no relationship between X and Y. If all the points are looking completely scattered, there is no relationship. But if all the points follow a non-random pattern, if all the points you plot in a scatter diagram follow a non-random pattern, what do I mean by non-random pattern? They may form a straight line, they may form a parabola, they may form hyperbola, or they can form any shape they want. You call it non-random pattern. If all the points are falling in a straight line, what does it mean? There is a linear relationship. If you understand there is a linear relationship, you can mathematically model your problem. Because we know the linear equation is y is equal to mx plus c. All of us have studied, isn't it? Y is equal to mx plus c is the equation of the straight line. Where m is the slope of the straight line, c is the y-intercept. We all have studied in schooling. But when to use it? My scatter diagram is telling me there is a linear relationship. If there is a linear relationship, then I must go for a linear regression. So regression will tell you, which is an advanced tool, regression will tell you what kind of relationship that exists between X and Y. Your scatter diagram will tell you whether a relationship exists or not. Two people are walking. Now your scatter will tell you whether the two people walking together have a relationship or not. But your regression will tell you what kind of relationship they have. Are they the brothers, or are they friends? Are they the father and the son? Your regression is telling you, because regression can find out whether the relationship is linear or whether the relationship is quadratic or cubic. Unless and until you get this knowledge, how can you create a mathematical model of the problem? Many researchers are doing research for 5 years and then find it difficult and struggle a lot to commercialize anything out of the research. Am I correct or not? This is simply because the mathematical what they create is is helpless. It is simply going wrong because fundamentally the knowledge comes from the basic QC tool, which is scatter diagram. It is the scatter which is telling you what kind of relationship it is. If a line is formed, what should be your regression? Linear regression. If a parabola is formed, what should be your regression? Quadratic regression. If the curve is going up and coming down, again going up, you must follow cubic regression. But without interpreting all these things, how can you take a decision on the regression? All the softwares can help you only when you feed the software properly. Garbage in, garbage out. If you know how to give the right input to the software, software will give you the right output. This is another reason why all the experts fail in their project, right? Hope the the importance of scatter and importance of control chart, both are understood. And we need to really go deeper on all the basics, right? And so if you simply use the QC tools very effectively and then ensure SPC in place, this market is also yours. You will also be, a player in the market. But now imagine you have really started gaining, a good market share, and then your processes are, statistical control. That again means your results are sustainable. Now, what will be your next goal? Always we want to grow. I hope all of you will agree with me. Once you come to second level, all of you would like to go to the third level, obviously. But what is third level? A bulk of fruits. Bulk of fruits that is available in the tree. If you really want to grab a bulk of fruits, then you need to be systematic. Am I correct or not? You cannot simply again try to hit the mangoes with your same stone. No more, it is going to give you, the same result. So you have to be systematic. In addition to the QC tools, in addition to the statistical control, you should be technologically fit, right? You should be technologically fit. And then your quality improvement initiative should necessarily be top driven. Your top management should support. If your management is not supporting beyond this, you cannot take your company to this level. Two things I told you. One is technologically fit. Another thing is your approach should be top driven. And third important thing is you must start using statistics extensively. Don't just use control chart. You must start using many other tools. Some of them I spoke. Correlation, regression, isn't it? So many tools are there. You must use it. And then you will be able to grab a lot of customers. Lot of customers now you are serving. Now there is a plus serving lot of customer. There is also a minus serving lot of customer. What should be the plus? Would you like to add any point here? When you have lakhs of customers using your product, what is your plus here? Come on. You will get a lot of money. Am I right? Lot of customers, lakhs and lakhs of customer, your cash flow is flowing like anything. Other side, the negative side, a small problem will be viewed very big. Am I correct or not? A small problem in your product, since lakhs of people are using your product, even a small problem might become a bigger issue. You remember, Maggie? In 2015, Maggie has gone for a product recall. Maggie lost 80% market share in 2015. Anybody know the reason? The lead content, presence of monosodium glutamate. A small mistake, but brand name is damaged. Ford also experienced. Toyota also experienced. Toyota also once they have gone for a recall. Apple also recalled their product. And recently, Maruti and then Royal Enfield. Recently, they recalled near about 1.5 lakhs of their bullet vehicles, and then that is because of some issue. And so smaller problem will also cause heavier damages when you are here in the third level. So it is very important you make your products defect free. No other option except using DMAC and DMAT-V. No other option except using DMAC and DMAT-V. And your implementation will be a sure success if it is top driven, if you are technologically fit, if you use the statistics to a greater extent. You will not only serve lakhs of customer, you will also be able to retain them. You will grow further. And then now you are a brand leader, and now you can change your strategy. What can be your strategy now? Instead of improving the product further, because you are already a product leader, brand leader, what do you want to improve further? It is not going to make a difference in the market. Am I talking logical? Your product is already doing very well in the top in the list. Why do you want to go beyond, improve further? Everyone is already buying your product only. Now change your strategy. Try to focus on developing new product. Now, can you see the bulk, the bigger fruits, the fragrant, sugary fruits, the premium customers? Start developing product for the premium customers. Now, for developing products with the best quality, why you need to develop the products with the best quality? You are already a premium brand. Now you cannot compromise on quality. Now you have to necessarily use DMAT-V. What is DMAT-V? Design for Six Sigma. Developing products with the Six Sigma quality, which is possible only when you use statistical tools extensively. Importantly, tools like Kano model, tools like quality function deployment, you need to use extensively in addition to the design of experiments, so that your products can really speak your brand when launched in the market. So this is how companies can approach. Hope one of the question raised by one of the participants is answered now. Let me give you a quick shortcut. Though I explained everything in detail, in my opinion, all of you can try implementing one of the basic lean tool called 5S. Hope all of you know about 5S, right? Sort, set in order, shine, standardize, sustain. Workplace organization tool. Implement 5S effectively. That can be your starting point. Second, achieve statistical control. If possible, run it parallel. One side you implement 5S, other side try to achieve statistical control. That means control chart should be plotted. First step, I have told you. Second step, lean. Implement lean. Lean is all about identification and elimination of waste. Third step, DMAC and DMAT-V, which is Six Sigma. Your implementation will be a mega success, right? If you implement diligently, right from the 5S, statistical control, lean, because if you follow these stages, implementing Six Sigma can happen effortlessly. If you jump the ladder, probably there will be a lot of struggles. Hope it does help. So increase in the you can see here, increase in the Sigma level exponentially brings down your DPMO. So what is Six Sigma? Six Sigma